Yep. Hi guys. How you doing? Good to see everybody. So, you can see what the trophy gets used for these days. Because I'm not winning. That's for sure. So, I make good use out of the trophy, as you can see nowadays, and I'm going to be turning it over to a new owner soon. Sadly, I did not make the playoffs, along with Chuck and Jay and Johnny Conway, Blair, and Jordan. Me and Jordan had much success over the past few years in the playoffs and in the championship game, and neither one of us will be there this year. So, sad day for me and Jordan. But 4 teams that are still alive, good matchups, and I'm going to get right into those matchups. Without further ado, we're going to break down and hopefully give some last minute help to these 4 teams, see who can take that money home. Alright, first matchup, Murph Jr. versus the Mean Machine. Murph Jr., the 2 seed, 10-4 on the season. Brian Tiska, Pat McLaugher as the owners. Did a great job drafting. I'll give you guys credit. I loved the draft after I saw it, and that success continued on in the season, so congrats. Going against DF, 9-5, the 3 seed. For Murph Jr., the 4th highest scoring team in the league, and the 3rd least scored upon team in the league. That's where you really get your success, when no one's putting points against you and you're putting your fair share of points up. Good job, fellas. On DF's side, he's had 2nd most points in the league. Great scoring team for DF. But he's also the 4th most scored upon team in the league. So, very much congrats to DF for battling, because that's really hard to have the 4th most points in the league scored on you, and yet you still make the playoffs. That's a rare thing. So, congrats, DF, for putting the points up when it needed to be there. These teams met in Week 7, and Murph Jr. took that game 154-146. So, Murph Jr. has the slight advantage going into this one. We'll go to Murph Jr.'s side first. Right now, you got Ben Roethlisberger in at quarterback. I think you should probably switch to Cousins just to get a little bit more point value there. Devontae Freeman looks great. David Johnson's a stud. Larry Fitzgerald against the Saints is a no-brainer. Amari Cooper going against a banged-up San Diego secondary looks great. Jordan Reed is a stud, so you can't go wrong there. I might look for somebody else other than Kelvin Benjamin, but that's up to you guys. You're in the playoffs, and I'm not. And then Sammy Watkins. Can he get back to being Sammy Watkins? We'll have to see. Broncos D and Adam Vinatieri. Good calls there. So like I said, the only changes I would consider are Ben Roethlisberger and Kelvin Benjamin. But otherwise, great looking lineup. So, good luck to you guys there. On DF side, you got Aaron Rodgers, who is a no-brainer start if he is healthy. If that calf, the right calf, holds up, you got to start him. If not, I think Carson Palmer has a great matchup, so you're safe with a replacement. Ezekiel Elliott, great season, so good call drafting him, DF. Jordan Howard on Chicago, another great season from him. You got Malcolm Mitchell in your lineup right now. I'd consider probably seeing if there's anybody available to switch out there. Demaryius Thomas, great looking play. Eric Ebron, not really thrilled with that one, but we'll see how it goes. Carlos Hyde, DeMarco Murray, the Texans D, and Dan Bailey at kicker. Solid team. I'd consider maybe a waiver move to replace Malcolm Mitchell, or maybe go with Deshaun Jackson. I know Dontrell Emmons a great waiver wire move that I'm going to talk about in a minute. This is a great matchup. and I think we'll look forward to watching this one. But I think Murph Jr. has the slight edge here. So I'm going to give Murph Jr. the win. 147 for Murph Jr. to DF's Mean Machine, 134. But DF, credit to you, second most points in the league, still battling, and fourth most points put up against you, and you're in the playoffs. Give it your best effort. We'll see what happens. Next up, the big matchup. The number one seed, the top points in the league, the vice champs, the 1 seed, 11-3, versus Mike Marola's #Waivergate, 9-5 on the season. They're the 4 seed. The vice champs come in as the least scored upon team in the league and the highest scoring team in the league. So all the credit to you guys. You know, when you're not being scored upon, it makes life a lot easier. And when you're putting the most points up, all you can do is win, win, win. Marola comes in as the 3rd highest scoring team in the league and the 6th least scored on. So congrats to Marola for putting points up every week. 3rd best. These teams met twice. Once in week 5, where Marola's team won 176-109, and then in week 14, the champs took it 135 to Marola's 133. For the vice champ side, we got Philip Rivers, Le'Veon Bell, Thomas Rawls, Stephon Diggs, AJ Green, Travis Kelce, Le'Veon Blunt, LeGarrette Blunt, Tyrell Williams, the Buffalo Bills D, and Justin Tucker at kicker. On Marola's side, you got Tom Brady, big question mark, LaShawn McCoy, Spencer Ware, Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Cameron Brate, Tevin Coleman, Rashard Matthews is in his lineup currently, and the Vikings D and Matt Prater at kicker. A lot of good matchups there. I think for the vice champ side first, you got a great lineup in. I wouldn't really argue with any of the starts there. I would probably say LeGarrette Blunt is a consideration to maybe switch out with somebody if you got maybe someone you're leaning towards there. But otherwise, great looking lineup. I wouldn't touch a thing. On Marola's side, Tom Brady, obviously a great quarterback. You would love to start him every week. Going against the Denver Broncos is an extremely tough matchup here. So, I talked to Marola personally. I suggested maybe making a change, but I think he's going to roll with Tom Brady, and I can't argue that because it is Tom Brady. So, the GOAT, as they like to call him sometimes. The only other change for Marola's team is I would switch out Rashard Matthews. Other than that, solid lineup for Marola. I think he has the edge, actually, in wide receivers and running backs. I think the flex edge goes to the vice champs. The quarterback edge goes to the vice champs. The tight end matchup goes to the vice champs. This is going to come down to it, and it's going to be tight. It's really going to be a battle. I think every position is going to matter in this matchup, and I give the edge to the vice champs. They're the number 1 team. They're rolling along. I really don't see them losing unless they get some tough matchups. But vice champs win 157 to Marola's 141. That'll set up a 1 versus 2 seed matchup next week for the Super Bowl, where I'll be back with my predictions. Vice champs, Mike Mullen, John Michael, congrats. Murph Jr., Tiska, and McLaugher. We'll see how it goes. To Marola and DF, sorry I can't pick you guys. Love you guys though. But I think that's the way it shapes up. Maybe there's something else in the cards that I don't know about. So good luck. Hope everyone else has a wonderful weekend. and I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.